models?
I'm sorry.
I thought we played really well against I thought there were stretches against Connecticut that played really well. We obviously played really well against
Stuff mixed with the guards. It's similar to Villanova when Marquette had all in your mind.
what was Cincinnati.
Yeah, what you're doing with the guards out.
Well, you know, they're more. They have more guards, really. Marquette plays Jake Robbins in center. They basically play 4 guards. They stretch you.
Obviously, to play small, you got to score. That's why you do it, right? You're not doing it for any other reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure Nicholas is probably better defensively with 2 bigs, but they're way better offensively, probably with 4 guards. I mean, we've been playing 3 little guys because we're better offensively. You pass the ball better, you handle the ball better. It's amazing. They're averaging 10 turnovers a game. Their stat line in terms of they're averaging 10 steals a game. And people don't take the ball from them. They don't turn it over. They don't throw it. You don't get easy baskets. You don't get those. Nick was asking me about the Marshall game. We extended the lead in Marshall and we got easy baskets. We got a couple steals and then we got out in transition. This game's about getting easy baskets in some form or fashion.
Pushing them out is going to be important, I guess, defensively.
They're going to play off the bounce. Guarding bounce is going to be important.
They have more size than most teams.
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
They're not playing size. They have size. They have guys on the bench, but they're not playing.
This is pretty much they're playing for second place or to hold second place.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think in their minds, they come in here and win. When they beat Syracuse, they're tied for first. Syracuse on Monday.
How about you?
We're tied for second.
What do you like about it? Takes a lot of big shots.
They all take shots. I mean, he ended up with the ball, but I mean, it could have been Dixon, it could have been Parker, it could have been Wright.
Talk a little more about Gage down low. I mean, he's been there, it seems like, forever, and a lot of experience coming in here tomorrow.
And I think Yancey's done a more consistent job rebounding. He's always rebounded, but I think he's been more consistent. They rely on him to rebound the ball, kind of guard the basket, and he can score. His game has really, I think, between last year and this year, has gotten so much better. He's making more consistent shoot shots. He can go either shoulder, he'll hook it right in. I think he's really worked really hard. Expanding this.
Still wait and see on Dennis for tomorrow.
He went yesterday, but I don't know he is today.
Could you take a look at a kid like Kevin Moran? 1 year he's playing high school basketball in Minnesota. And the next year he's sitting out medically redshirted, and now all of a sudden he's banging against Oriaki and dribbling. How does he handle that transition? And it just seems like he's able to kind of fit into that role.
We don't have the best players, but we got one guy. Kevin Moran is almost like he's in the gym all the time. He loves the game. He loves to play. He's the most talented guy. But he gives you everything he's got. He will continue to get, I think, more and more cerebral, in terms of knowing what to do and making plays because he's in the right place. Continue to be strong.
coach for a few.
Obviously, I don't feel that all that bad about it because I played Andy and I played Frank. And, Andy is, of all of us, is the philosopher. And Andy's idea was once a good guy will win. So that's why in the non-conference we played Mississippi. That's why we played Kansas City. You don't, I mean, you still feel bad. I mean, I know Frank felt miserable, but at the same time, he still felt very for me. It's worse when you play somebody you don't like. Then you really feel bad.
Big East teams take pride in their home court and the home court advantage, and Cincinnati's won like 7 in a row Big East games. How have they managed to do that? What does it take to do that?
Well, if you look at their games, they've won a lot of close games. The Georgetown game went right down to the last possession. Connecticut game pretty much went down to the last possession. They've won close games. They've figured out how to win. But Bobby's a mixed guy. He's got guys. Patrick's a sophomore, but he's been there 3 years. Dixon and Parker and those guys have been there 4 years. And look at our 2 4-year guys. The difference is they just got a whole lot more of them than what we did. It just keeps amazing me. They keep showing the youngest teams in America and we're not on there, and I don't understand that. I mean, there's a lot of times we played. We had 4 freshmen.
Your 2 stars are the old heads that all anybody's seeing.
Yeah, but that's the only 2. They've got guys that have kind of been through it before, which I think really helps. You don't get as rattled.
From afar, it looks like this team's got good chemistry. Is that accurate? You see that?
But the truth is, in 5 years, it's pretty much been the case all the time. We didn't play very well together early on, but it wasn't selfish. It's just that you had all those guys that are used to the ball stopping with them. And it takes a while. And there were so many of them, too. With KJ Truck and Dev, they still they were surrounded by a bunch of veterans that, and then those guys are screaming, one more, and they didn't have any choice but to pass it, where these guys we had those 2 guys and that was it.
When people talk about your youth, they forget about Kevin Noreen, do they not? Just because he's a redshirt freshman, not a true freshman, but he only had the 6-7 games. I mean, is he almost a veteran presence on this team, even though he had so little experience coming into the season?
He knows a little bit more. He didn't play, so we're going to have 8 sophomores next year. One state will be in that class. We'll have 8 sophomores.
How do you break that trend? You tried to do that when you got here because John had the same thing you inherited, and you're kind of in that cycle again. How do you break that?
Hopefully we do a better job of getting, I don't know. I mean, we get a guy who would have been a heck of a player for us, and he had a heart condition. Who knows? Who knew that everybody thought Noah would come in here and play 4 years? All Danny Jennings talked about was how great it was here, and you can't have guys leave.
Ideally, you'd like to spread it out, though. You'd like to have so many in each class, right?
Ideally.
Yeah.
That's for the Dukes and Carolinas of the world.